Right there. And those are vibrators. Woo! I'm feeling a little frisky now.
Shout out our sponsor Quip for the electric toothbrush.
With only $5 every 3 months, you're going to get a new brush head and you're going to get a new AAA battery. Honestly, it's a steal.
A steal.
You don't have to think about even changing your brush head because they just send you a new one in the mail.
Every,
3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, so you don't have to remember at all.
Nice.
Or you could just... You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say it. Have sex with a Scorpio.
I could glute bridge your dad. I'm naked. Hold on.
We will be flicking the beans to that.
But she's tatted and I take meth. Is somebody in your house right now?
But you know what? Fuck your ass.
Yeah, I had sex last night.
You can make your own money. You can literally have your own job of your dreams. You can own your own house. You can own your own car. You can pay all your fucking own bills. So what is that man? That man is sex and a best friend, and that's it.
I heard nothing but the truth.
As you guys could tell if you were watching, but if you're listening.
If you're listening, you're probably like, what was that, Oral B?
Yeah.
Little bit of a Quip action.
It was indeed vibrators.
Vibrators. The ones that you use on yourself. And so, on theme of that cold open, this week we're talking about masturbating.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, go girls!
Yeah. Before we get into the episode, I did want to say a couple things because the episode that we recorded prior to this one, that was last week's episode, we kind of recorded it before a bunch of things started happening on our social medias. So we didn't get to acknowledge it then. But first of all, if you are new here from TikTok, welcome.
Hello.
We are so excited that you guys are here. We read every single fucking comment that you guys leave on our videos.
Every DM.
Every DM, yeah. And I've tried to respond to all of them. So if I haven't responded to your comment, I'm sorry. I'm getting to it. But I just want to say, like, thank you so fucking much. Like, we are so excited for, like, where this thing is going. And we're glad you're here.
Definitely. And honestly, because of you guys, this is why this episode has been inspired. Like,
yeah, totally.
Emily and I were like reading comments and hearing out from like, especially like a lot of younger girls, a lot of older girls that said like, I wish I would have had people that were like this honest in my life growing up, or like just like, oh wow, I'm this honestly, we had like a 13-year-old comment on our stuff. And
Yeah.
like, we had 16-year-olds like, I don't even want to talk about this with my friends. Like, thank you for talking about this. Like, it makes me feel comfortable. So like, that's kind of what inspired this episode to kind of just be like, hey, listen.
Yeah, like we'll have a conversation about it because you probably, especially if you're younger, number one, get your parents' permission to listen to this show first because we be talking about some naughty shit.
Yeah.
But if you have their permission to listen, we want to make sure that like we're
or
offering.
Don't be rebellious.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're offering like maybe some conversation that like you haven't been exposed to yet, or even people our age don't openly talk about with their friends or their family or whatever. And like that's kind of like one of the main reasons we started this thing, but also after getting all of the feedback from the Gross Girl episode and people being like, holy shit, thank you for talking about this. We're like, okay, we're going to keep talking about shit that people don't talk about.
Right. Exactly. And that like, I think you and I at different times in our lives have like wish we would have been able to like have that like person to go to or like listen to. And it's not like our parents like, or I would say specifically in this situation, like mothers never like brought it up. It just was like, this is something you talk about with your mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
And like, luckily for you, you had cousins your age to kind of like talk about this stuff with. And like, I did, but like we didn't talk about this.
Yeah. So
you know?
For me, like growing up, so I have two brothers. So obviously I didn't talk about masturbating with my brothers. That would have been.
And I have a sister that's 5 years older.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's a pretty large age difference. But at the time I have two cousins who are very close to me in age. Like we're all like 5 to 8 months apart. Like we're very close in age. And we grew up like hanging out all of the time. And so I always joke with them about this, but there was like a point where we were all kind of like realizing like these feelings that we were having in our bodies like simultaneously, and like because we were each other's only people to really talk about it with, we had those conversations like very young. Like I want to say I was probably like 8 or 9 when we first had this conversation, like, hey, like, do you ever feel like something going on down there? Like, what is that? And like we would talk about it, because even though we really didn't know what it was, we still had that open conversation. Whereas like me and you have talked before, and you're like, no, I never talked about any of that stuff.
And essentially, like, I had to, like, not that I had to suppress it, but like you did. And it was more like a taboo topic, which is interesting for me to say that because I'm so open about talking about it now.
Right.
But like, yeah, like growing up, it wasn't something that like I openly talked with it about friends or like family or anything like that. So it was kind of like suppressed because I didn't know what that meant. And like, I mean, every girl knows what you're talking about when I say this. It's like, oh, I didn't just have to pee.
Right.
Like, that's not what that was. I didn't just have to pee. Like, and it's like, I also like, I think like around 8 or 9 years old. I'm like, okay, this was like weird to think that like at 8 or 9 I like had wet dreams, but like essentially like you
totally. Like you wake up and I'm like, it's kind of warm down there.
Yeah. And
do I have to go take a piss right now?
Yeah, but also like it kind of feels kind of good. Like, why is this happening?
It's really confusing. And I will say, like, because I did have like these kind of like conversations with my girl cousins, and we all kind of like grew up like around the same time having these like sexual like feelings, but we didn't know they were sexual, you know? I will say that like masturbating in general, I feel like for me was so normal. And like with all of my friends, I remember the first time I talked to some of my friends about it, it was like in high school. And I was just like brought it up randomly. Like, I don't know how we were talking about it. I think maybe they were talking about like guys jacking off or something. And I was like, oh yeah, but like, I mean, I masturbate all the time. And they were like, what? And I was like, wait, you guys don't? And they were like, no, I've never done that. But we were like 17. Yeah. Like they had sex before they had masturbated.
Me too.
That is so fucking mind-blowing.
No, me too. So like, I mean, I had a boyfriend mostly like all the way through like high school, and like, disclaimer, sorry mom, but like, you know, we did, I mean,
they will fucking.
No, but like really, like we would do like stuff, you know, and like, but I never thought like that's what I had to do that for myself, you know, because like I didn't realize that was like what you did. Like I didn't know.
Right.
And then it's actually interesting. So like one of the first times that like I realized that like it's okay for a girl to masturbate, I was actually talking to one of my really, really good guy friends. And he was driving me home from school, and he was like telling me about how like he had a girlfriend too at the time. And he was telling me about how like his girlfriend, like he was like fingering his girlfriend, and he was like, you know, like that part inside your vagina where it's like ridged. And I was like, no, I don't. And he was like, what do you mean? You've never like fingered yourself? And I was like, no. And I'm like a junior in high school, and I was like, no.
Isn't that so insane? Because as women, we are like, quote, supposed to know all of this shit, and we're supposed to be good at sex, and we're supposed to know how to like what gets us off and all this stuff. But it's like, unless you have explored your own body, you really don't know. And especially like anatomically, like a woman's anatomy already is kind of confusing, especially to like a girl who's like just exploring herself for the first time. Like a vagina is fucking intimidating because there are so many different parts and so many different,
it's not all the same.
No, totally. Like every part of your vagina feels different to you. And so like that, honestly, I want to say until probably like a year ago, I still wasn't like very, very familiar with my own vagina.
No, I would agree to that. So
isn't that crazy?
So I think it's actually interesting you say that, because I then after that time, like he talking about it with me, I was like, okay, shit. So like this is something I need to explore for myself as a junior in high school,
right? And
like you already were masturbating, but like the fact that you still weren't comfortable enough with yourself until like a year ago.
No, and it's
like that's and the same for me then too. So like it's interesting that like you started way earlier than I did, but like it still took that long.
Yeah, because like honestly, like the way I was masturbating at the time for a really long time, it was like I wasn't using sex toys, obviously. So like I didn't know really what to do. to be honest.
Porn probably wasn't accessible either.
No, yeah, I wasn't watching porn. Like, it was just like random things that I was like rubbing myself on because I didn't fucking know where the clit was. I'm gonna be completely honest. Up until probably my early 20s, I didn't know what the fuck a clit. Even in my head, I thought the clit was inside of the vagina, like in the hole somewhere.
I mean, like,
because also like the way that we're taught, like the quote G spot and the clit are like two different things, but I thought they were the same thing. So both in your vagina.
This is the difference of northern school to southern school is in health class, they taught us all of that.
Right. And
so I already knew that in high school, but like I didn't know what that like meant. How do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you get there?
Yeah.
How do you feel good?
That's so crazy you say that because the first time I actually knew where and what the clit was in a sex class I took my sophomore year of college. So I was 21 when I learned what the fuck the clit was.
Right. But like that's
like what it actually was.
But that also goes back to, we have previous episodes about this, but like
sex education.
Yeah, but it literally goes back to the fact that like as girls we're not as like subjected to all of that stuff, and like it's kind of like taboo to like look at porn and look it up and see what it's about and like masturbate and do all these things, and it's like, but it should be normal because guys have been doing it since their freaking dick got hard once.
I know, and I think it's crazy, like, the way, I mean, we kind of introed it with, but, like, the way women talk about masturbating now is very open and I feel like very normalized. But, like, I mean, up until probably, like, a year ago, it wasn't. And it was very, like, I don't know. I feel like if you talked about masturbating or you admitted to masturbating, you were this like sexual deviant, like crazy, like you probably know all these crazy positions.
This is what I'm going to say it for us is that up until a year ago, because we have a friendship that like we talk about that stuff so openly.
Yeah.
So like you probably now feel like I can literally say anything and vice versa and it be like, okay. And it's like roll it off. So like you might now think of it that way, that it's not as taboo because like we do talk about it openly,
right? And
like if you don't have a friend or a sibling or a mom that you can go to and like talk about that so openly, you still do think it is.
Yeah, totally. Like you're definitely right. And also I think we are at a certain age to where it's more normalized.
And
but
like now I'm like I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna get off because that shit feels good.
Right, exactly. But I feel like probably somebody who's like still in high school or college, to them it probably still is taboo. Like you're totally right.
Right. So we definitely encourage you to like don't be ashamed of like looking up stuff. It doesn't have to be like full on porn, but like
even that, like porn is not a bad thing, ladies.
No, it's not.
Watch it. Learn about it.
I have learned so much, not even just about myself, but like
what you like.
But what you like. It's not even for myself too, but it's like when you get into then different like I would say like sexual encounters, like you feel more comfortable because like it's visually you've seen what to do. Like to him, what makes them happy, like I don't know, it's
or like things that you would want him to try on you,
or like just anything, like vice versa, like but like the visual of it to me was important. And until I started like watching porn a little bit more, I won't say like openly, but like I'm saying like for myself, like
I mean sometimes I literally will casually watch porn. I'm not even horny. I just throw that shit on and
I mean like, by the end I mean I
am, I mean eventually I mean of course I mean like, what the fuck yeah of course eventually I'm gonna be like horned up, but like sometimes I'll just be like I just put it on and
honestly,
then I'm like
sometimes I'm just like I just watch it just to see like what if there's a new move, what if there's something new out in this world that I haven't learned yet,
right? It's education.
That is it.
Yeah,
but don't be ashamed of doing this, and onto our sexual awakening, because we thought that, like talking about masturbation this whole time, like listen, we want you to do it, you should do it, because it's a healthy thing to do, and trust me, if you're stressed and you just like rub one out real quick, bitch, clarity.
You know what's actually one of my favorite things to do before I have, like, if I want to go work out or if I have anything
before
important.
Workout, ooh, that shit hits.
Or if I have like a important day, fucking getting off before that shit.
I'm gonna say recently, getting off in the morning has been it.
I have always believed a morning orgasm is like peak performance for the rest of your day. Honestly, an orgasm in the morning is better than me taking my Adderall. Like I am
heard it here first.
Hey, I'm no psychiatrist, but let me tell you, if you have ADHD and you need to focus, fucking orgasm.
why don't you
clears your thoughts immediately.
Literally, like honestly, morning orgasms recently have been hitting.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But like I've been loving it. That or like to your point before the gym.
Yeah.
I don't know, something about it before the gym, and then you just like go and it's kind of like a
yeah, you're like, yeah, I just did that.
Yeah, I just
yeah.
A little pre-workout.
Yeah, you're like looking around being like, yeah, that's right. I just did that.
And then it just like the workout just hits so much different.
It does. I think really it's probably like the endorphins.
Probably because you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You're like awake and ready to go.
Hold on. Before we get to the sexual awakening thing, speaking of endorphins, have you heard of this? Is so insane, but have you heard of this thing called vaping?
Yes. Okay, that's been like a whole viral thing on TikTok recently, and like. I've been wanting to try it, but I'm also a little disgusted by it. But I feel like we should make this a little thing that we have to do it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because like we owe it to our listeners.
Yeah. So if you don't know what vaping is this sensation on TikTok that's going viral right now. I'm sure it's always been a thing, but right now people are actually talking about it.
Yeah. Light.
But what it is when you rub your,
finger.
I'm just going to say your pussy juice on your, like, outside of your body. So, like, on your neck, on your wrists. Like, where you put perfume, you put, like, your female juices.
Okay, so what I saw a TikTok of a girl explaining exactly what to do, okay? So, it's when you get out of the shower, so it's, like, the cleanest, obviously, smell. You don't want, like, fresh out the gym pussy stank behind your ear.
Day pussy juice, like, behind the ear.
Yeah, like, that shit.
I mean, I'm going to be, like, in a trance if I do that. Like I'm gonna be like, oh god, like I need
to myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, so basically you get out of the shower, so like kind of like in the morning, right? You get out of the shower and you can like put your fingers up in you a little bit, and then you like just dab it right behind your ears, and then like dab it right on your wrists, and you just go throughout your day. And apparently,
it's supposed to be like. First of all, a man magnet, but second, it's like a man magnet to get them to do shit you want them to do. Like buy you drinks, buy you things. Like
I would believe that because there's like all these like studies and stuff that like when women are like on their periods, like they're like most hormonal, men are like the most sexually attracted to you in those like times. Because
it's like a primal thing.
They like smell you like in heat or something, and they're like, I want you. So like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so it's called vaping. Look it up. On TikTok, it's very like talked about, but like low key. Yes. Like then nobody's gonna fully tell you what it is. So that's what this is for.
Yes,
it is when you rub your insides on your outsides to get free shit from men.
Yes, and I think we should try it.
I'm so down.
I think we have to try it, and for our listeners, to let you know if it's like cap or not.
YouTube video.
Okay.
And we don't tell in the YouTube, we don't tell like what we're actually doing. It's all like discreet.
Okay.
And we just say like we could title it like we tried pheromones at the bar. Let's see what happens.
Pheromone perfume.
But the listeners know what it is.
Okay. I mean, here we go. We meant to try it like more than once though. Yeah. It might not just be like a one night thing.
It'd be interesting too, like if you did it in different settings. Like one you went to like a bar, but then another one you just go like to the grocery store. Mm-hmm. Or like, I don't know, like to a park to like read, and like if people just come up to you. Mm-hmm. I feel like, or like you're like at the park and like a dog like comes in and like pisses on you or something. They're like marking their territory.
Damn it.
Not what I wanted.
But yeah, no, we'll have to try that out. But
yeah.
Anyway, on to our sexual awakenings as young Emily and Kellen.
Yeah, this was funny. So we were talking about it earlier because honestly, like we had to think about these a bit because I think there's a lot of ones that we have, but right now it's just not coming to mind. Like I can't really.
We have a couple that are the same, but this is also goes back to what we said before, like Emily.
How early?
Emily kind of started this like an earlier age where like for me, like I didn't really understand it, and like she was like naming all these like movies and like certain characters. I'm like, I definitely watched it, but like more like naively. Like I didn't, and then like I didn't understand why like coming back to like what was it? Lava Boy? No, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Like why I wanted to watch that so many times. Now as an adult makes sense.
Yeah, because now you're post Twilight where you're like,
Kate Taylor Lautner, fuck it up, baby.
I see why 10-year-old me was obsessed with that movie.
Yeah, even in,
it wasn't the iconic acting.
No, and even like
the great CGI.
No, definitely wasn't that. And like after like Twilight and like the whole series, I for sure like
Yeah, because I mean, we were like teenagers then.
Yeah, and like then I understood it. But like
yeah.
definitely like in the moment of like that being one of the movies, it's like no.
Yeah.
But like Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, I think that was I think that's probably like one that's not talked about as much. I think the most famous one, and I was telling Kellen this earlier, but it's like the Peter, what is it called? Peter Pan? Is that what the movie? Why am I having a blank? Tinkerbell is the main character. Yeah. Oh, Peter Pan. Why was I thinking his name was not like John Pan? Steve Pan.
That's like the anime version.
No, that's like the pirated version. That your mom's like, we have Peter Pan at home. You're like, we have John Pan at home. It's not the same. But yeah, like the live action version of Peter Pan, I think is a lot of like girls, maybe millennials, because that movie's a little bit older. But like, I know that's like a very common one. But me and Kellen were sitting there and we were trying to think. And I said, Holes was the hottest movie.
I said, Mama, I'm in love with the criminal, baby.
Bro, when you are like 10 years old watching Holes,
I'm like getting bothered right now, honey.
They're sweaty and like dirty and like in prison uniforms. And honestly, it makes so much sense.
And like our age kind of, so it's like even hotter.
Yeah, because now they're like, our age. And so we're like, we like grew up like literally in the movie, they were the same age as us. So we were like, okay, yes. But what's so funny about that is like that 100% shaped my type to this day.
Essentially, well, I would say, okay, my type on paper versus like what I've been attracted to, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, we both agreed. We were like zero from
Zero.
Holes.
Get it?
Woo! Baby! And then it goes into like my first like ever like crush was Corbin Blue. So like it makes sense. And then Emily was like, yeah, that's like, that was mine from High School Musical too. Like,
I know everybody was obsessed with Troy Bolton. No.
I think his name was Corey in the movie or something like that.
No, it wasn't Corey. Corey was the kid from Raven. That's what
Raven. Yeah.
Oopsie. What was his name? Chad.
But then also him and like Jump In.
Jump In was a sexy
Chad.
Chad. It was
Chad Danforth.
Yeah. They gave him the whitest name possible.
Yeah. But like Corbin Blue with that long hair.
Oh my God, so good.
Corbin Blue today, not it.
But at the time, like, that's so crazy because like I remember watching High School Musical and everybody was like obsessed with like what's his character, Troy Bolton.
Zac Efron.
Yeah, but like the character Troy Bolton, and I was like, no, I like the actual athlete who like took the sport seriously and like he was like the bad boy.
But he was also like kind of goofy.
No, yeah,
because like when he like fell in love, then he was like the cutest. Like he was a fucking simp.
Yeah,
and that was
that was hot.
In all three movies.
Yeah. Facts.
I mean,
but yeah, Holes was good.
Yes,
that was a good one. And then you said another one earlier.
Oh, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah,
with
Heath Ledger. Yeah, and
may
mine.
He rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. And my person's also passed away. But mine was Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Me, like, because I have a brother who is 9 years older than me. So, like, I grew up watching action movies, like, way little. Like, I saw Black Hawk Down, which is, like, a war movie when I was 5. Like, that, like, it was just,
it makes sense.
That was the thing. It makes sense why I am the way that I am today.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So I have an older sister, and she loved 10 Things I Hate About You. Oh my God.
That's so funny. Like, you grew up watching, like, rom-coms and shit, and I'm, like, watching, like, racing movies.
Like, the Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. That was her shit.
Okay. That's a sexual awakening.
That's a sexual awakening because it's actually like a very sexual, sensual movie,
and
like,
they're young.
Yes. Oh my God, that is actually a really hot movie.
No, Jack in Titanic. Yes. I think Leonardo just in every movie is just sexy as fuck.
Young Leonardo DiCaprio did something for me, baby.
You know who else young that has been all in the news? Hot as fuck. Johnny Depp. Young Johnny Depp.
Yes.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, that's not even him young.
No, it's not even him young, but let me tell you, like,
he's just sexy.
Yeah, because it's like a very like rugged man. And it's like the first time as like a young girl, like a rugged man.
And he was more like effeminate. Like he like had his nails painted. He had long hair. That was hot as fuck. And it was the first time I feel like,
and he was like,
especially in like mainstream like media, having like the hot main character have more like feminine like features and stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's the type of guy I'm
into. Sarcasm, like not give a fuck attitude. Oh baby.
No, I think Nightmare on Elm Street was the first movie Johnny Depp was in, I think. Wait, let me find a photo so I can show you. And you're going to be like, yes,
I mean, Johnny Depp, I feel like, is like,
but he's
uniquely has always been hot.
Yeah, oh, totally.
Like, he's a very eclectic type person, but like, yet is still
like,
so
first of
hot.
all, this is what he was wearing, like a crop top sports out. Like,
okay,
oh my God.
Johnny. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, like, killing it.
Yes.
Killing it.
Yes.
So hot.
No, but
did you have any, like, fucking out-of-pocket ones? Because there's a lot on TikTok I see, and I'm like, huh? And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, wait, I actually have some.
off the top of my head, no. But I'm not saying that I didn't. Off the top of my head, no. I mean, like, of course, like, this isn't even out of pocket, but it's like, who didn't think that Jonas Brothers were hot?
Yeah. No, one of the ones that, like, I probably shouldn't share this on the internet, but Gil from Finding Nemo. Something about him, and even Bruce, the shark.
I was never attracted to an animated character, but it still makes sense for you. But it still makes sense to you.
At least animated characters I'm attracted to now are not animals.
No, well, that's a little weird. Yeah, you're right. But like,
no kink shaming.
At least we outgrew that.
Yeah.
But you still are very much into the animated 2D world.
Yeah.
To the point where like you would rather have a 2D boyfriend than a 3D.
Literally nothing you said is a lie.
I know. I'm very well aware. And I've never ever been like sexually attracted to any 2D character.
You need to watch the shows I'm watching.
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. But I'm just saying, like, but it would make sense.
Yeah.
Because today I'm like, no, I would like them to be 3D.
Yeah. Okay,
I'd like
actually,
to be able to touch them.
You want to know a movie that I watched, like, growing up that, like, made me horny, and I was so confused why. And to this day, I'm still confused why it made me horny. This is so gross. But all of the Austin Powers movies.
So to me, I think
it was the women in it that I was like attracted to.
That's true. To me, I
Foxy
think it was
Cleopatra.
Like the fact that also like Foxy Cleopatra,
dude,
hot, baby, hot. But like, okay, I think that also that 70s show and Austin Powers were the first two like sexual type things I was allowed to watch.
Okay,
that like. I understood.
Yeah.
I understood that this was like naughty.
Yeah.
Versus
naughty.
I know. But like that was like the first two things I think like I can remember that was like, okay, this is like grown up.
Yeah.
And like I knew that like, you know, so to me I think it was also a little bit like, ooh, but yeah, the girls in Austin Powers,
dude,
hot. And we also discussed this earlier. As a female, like it's not even about like just the men in these movies. No. It's also about the females too, because like as women, like I can appreciate a very good looking woman and like kind of like find her attractive and be like, this is going to sound maybe like, this might be like different. I don't know what to say, but like you can be like sexually attracted to a woman and kind of feel a little whatever, but not want to like act on that woman.
Right.
I mean, obviously, of course, if you're a part of the LGBTQ community, like love that. I'm just not.
Yeah.
But like, to me, I'm not going to act on that on her, but like it can still make you feel some type of way.
Totally. And I mean, we talked about this in a really early episode, but it's just like, I think that is because of the way women are sexualized in media. So like for us, like we are still like, okay, that's hot because we have just been exposed to it.
And
so
to this
much.
day, like I like think that women are hot and I'm like, wow, she's fucking beautiful. And like that goes into like, we've said this countless of times, but like enjoying lesbian porn, like that's okay to do as a female. That is okay to do. And don't feel embarrassed that like you enjoy that. Or like, cause I think that was also confusing too for me. Like, why do I find lesbian porn?
The amount of shit I would Google be like, am I gay? Like, gay test, like figuring out like
like the fact that I
find out if
like,
you're gay because I was like I like lesbian porn. Am I gay?
Yeah, but like that is something that if like you can't talk to your friends about or your mom about or your sister or cousins or any like female, do not feel like bad. I'm not a lesbian because I like lesbian porn.
Right.
And if you realize that you are, then also great.
Yeah.
Also great because honestly, sex is supposed to be like a very pleasurable thing. And if it's not from a man, get it from a girl, baby.
Totally.
Do your thing.
Yeah. But it's like, it is so funny too, because like talking about masturbating with your friends is one thing, but then talking about the porn you watch with your friends is so like probably until you, and then I have like one other friend that I've really ever talked about it with, like casually. That's it. I've never really talked. And then like everybody who listens to this show, I just kind of told everybody the type of porn that I like.
No, but like I mean, I think I've talked about it here and there. But as it became more, because to be honest, like of Call Her Daddy being like very open about that, I was like, okay, so this isn't weird. But then I think like the first like friend I expressed it to was probably you. Yeah. Because it was like, is this weird that you do that?
Yeah, like, and then you're like, oh wait, you watch it too? And then it's like we talk to people and they're like, oh no, I watch it too. And I'm like, oh, okay. Everybody kind of just does this.
Yes. It's not weird. Yeah. It's not weird. You're normal. Yeah. And it's okay if you enjoy it. It's okay. Yeah.
This is like a hand-holding episode.
Like. I know because of like all the comments that we did receive from a lot of women being like, or females or girls being like, thank you so much for talking about this. Like, I didn't know that this was like, not able, like, this wasn't weird, or that like
normal. It's normal.
Yeah, like that I thought that I was different, or I couldn't talk about it. So I feel like we feel like big sisters right now. I know, like, totally. It's okay, you got this, girl.
I know. The funniest comment we got on our video was this girl, and I went and like looked at her TikTok after the fact because she commented and she was like, I think I'm too young to be here. And I looked at her and I was like, oh, honey, yeah, like this is a little bit. I'm sorry you got on this side.
But also, because I think she was like 13 or 14. Yeah. But also, like, no. Yeah. Because, like, yes, you might be a little bit too young to think that, like, smelling your underwear is a little weird, but, like.
And, like, just our language.
But also, our language is mostly what it's about. But, like, at 14 years old, like, knowing that that's okay, I think is going to help you when you're 23 and you have a boyfriend and you, like, want to, or a girlfriend and you want to express yourself in this way, but, like, you know?
Yeah, totally. But, I mean, masturbating's normal. Do it. Learn about your vagina. Literally, one of the things that I did, like, in the past, like, probably, like, 2 years ago, I did this for the first time where I, like, really paid attention. Get a fucking hand mirror and hold it and look at your girl. Check her out. See what she looks like. See what's going on down there. Open her up. Examine her. Figure it out.
Do what because you gotta do.
Once touch her. Literally, like, once you do that, you become so much more, like, aware of what it, like, what your anatomy looks like down there, and be like comfortable and not as intimidated, because for me, like, a vagina, the way that like society kind of portrays it is this like perfect, cute little like whatever. My shit does not look like that. Like, I have the type of vagina that I feel like some people make fun of, where they're like, oh, roast beef pussy, because like I got a little bit of an outie, okay? And there's no shame in that. But for the longest time, I was grossed out by myself. I was like, ew, like, this is gross. And then I'm like, no, it's not. And especially watching porn, you realize there's a million different vaginas out there.
Okay, before we do go though, there's a lot of women who, because we're talking about masturbation, might not know where to get sex toys, or might not feel comfortable buying sex toys.
Good call.
Or even like, hey, I live with my parents, and like, this is a really weird thing. Like, I don't want this delivered to my house. My parents are going to know. So 2 places that I get my vibrators and sex toys from all the time. One would be Amazon. Hey, it's going to come in an Amazon box. They're not going to know that it's not. Honestly, if you need to, buy a swimsuit with it. You'd be like, oh, I bought a swimsuit. And like, Amazon be putting shit in crazy ass boxes and packages anyway. Totally. It don't even matter. It literally don't even matter. Like, it could come in like a fucking 6 foot long box, and it's like the smallest thing.
I hope it's not 6 foot. If it's 6 foot long, girl, good for you. But that's not for me.
I'm saying the box, because like, you literally get the smallest shit from Amazon with like the biggest fucking boxes. So they ain't gonna know. So if you gotta buy like flip-flops, I don't know, tell your dad you bought tampons. He ain't gonna ask.
Hemorrhoid cream,
I don't know, anything.
Toothpaste.
There you go. Amazon. The other one that I use, Adam and Eve, they always have discounts, and they really do come in discreet packages. It's like just literally a white, typically it doesn't come in a box. It normally comes in a bag that might be a little bit more obvious when dad picks it up, because if he like feels the dildo or whatever, but like might be a little more there. I'm gonna let
Rest
you know.
Rest in peace to your father if he feels your dildo.
Because they come in bags. Like, Adam and Eve's always comes in bags. It does not come in boxes. No. So like, just letting you know that. But it doesn't have anything on the bag. It even like the tag of like return. It doesn't even have like the company name or anything. Nice. So it really is discreet. Like, I know that they say that, but if you've never ordered from them before, you might be like a little antsy about it. Yeah. But I will say, only bags, so it might be dead giveaway if your parents get to the mail first. But
not even parents. Like, I'm thinking about me. Like, I live in an apartment where my shit's dropped at my door. So even if I'm not home and that shit's in the hallway, like, I probably don't want my neighbors to see like my dildo in the hall.
Yeah, but like it's just a bag, like, but normally your dildo is gonna come in like a casing, right? So it's not gonna be like super obvious.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why it's like this shit is discreet because they know like
people don't want that out there. Exactly. So like those are two places that like I've used that like I have found discreet and comfortable buying from and haven't had much issues. Also, there's tons of reviews, so like you can see if it's for a beginner, you can see if it's not, you can you know, all that stuff is on there. So I think those are two good resources to use.
Yeah. And then my resource is just like have a man order it for you and then send it to your house, and then like you don't even have to pay for that shit.
Yeah, but you might not be in the position to do that.
It's worked for me.
Yeah, no, it has worked for her several times, and we'll maybe tell those stories another time. But for real, like those are two places I would say to go. Definitely don't be discouraged if you have questions about what we bought first or what we use. We're open to telling you. Just hit us up in the DMs. Yeah. I really don't care. I will literally tell you. I will send you the link. Of
I was about to say, like, because I will say one of my friends the other day, I got dinner with her and we were talking about our like wish list episode or no. Yeah. And it was like, we talked about sex toys. Was it that one? I don't know. She bought the one that I recommended and she goes, let me tell you, I have never experienced an orgasm like that in my life. And it's crazy. It's life changing, especially when you figure out your own body and then like you use toys and whatever. So hit us up. We will send you the link, girl.
And literally you can hit us up and be like, hey, I've never bought a vibrator before. Where do I start? I have good ones for that, and I have good ones for, hey, I've been using the same basic one for a while. What's like a level up? I got a good one for that too. Yeah. And I'm not saying that I'm like end all be all of vibrators, because I'm not, but like I have a different,
but if you need somebody to talk to, we're here. Yeah.
We got you. But anyway, thank you guys. This was a fun episode. It was different. It was, you know, I hope we're like little big sisters to you guys. Yeah. So, because I'm not a big sister. I'm a little sister.
I'm a big sister and a little sister, but it's to a boy. I don't talk to my brother about
sex.
I almost threw up in my mouth finishing that sentence. I'm glad you finished it for me.
Yeah. I've talked to my sister about sex, but like it's different because she's always been in a relationship.
Right.
To the point where like when I was curious about it, and like obviously she's not going to tell me about her experience with her now husband.
Yeah, like, it's like a little bit different.
We do, and I know, but like it's just different. So anyway, here we are. Let's end the episode because we have diarrhea of the mouth right now.
And Kellen may have diarrhea of the butt soon. Who knows?
Damn it, Emily. I'm actually fine today. My IBS is under control today.
You never know when it's gonna kick in.
No, you really don't with this bitch. Anyway, thank you guys for listening to another episode of Society 97. I'm Kellen. You can find me at KellenRedK on Instagram.
And I'm Emily. You can find me on Instagram at Starnsy. Also, I'm on TikTok as Starnsy as well. You can also find the podcast on Instagram. We're at Society97.pod on the gram. And we're on TikTok at Society97pod, where we post every single day.
Yes. And we had a YouTube at Society 97. Yep. Every single Tuesday we post like fun little videos. It's completely random, honestly. So just go see what we're going to post that week. Yeah. And then every single Friday is a video version of the podcast, which can be fun. And like this week we'll probably be like a little bit more interactive because we named a lot of people. So be able to see who we're actually talking about there. But anyway, we shall talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.